Some places reveal themselves quickly, others take time. England belongs to the second kind. This is a land shaped not by distance, but by centuries. A place where history rests quietly within the land, layered rather than displayed. Hills roll gently rather than rise sharply. Rivers curve slowly through fields and towns. Coastlines meet the sea without drama, yet hold stories older than memory. Nothing here demands attention. Everything invites it. England unfolds through patience, through pathways worn smooth, through stone placed carefully, through landscapes shaped by use rather than force. The journey begins in a country where time has left its mark without erasing what came before. England occupies the southern portion of the island of Great Britain, defined by moderate terrain and a long, complex human history. Unlike countries shaped by extremes, England's geography is subtle. Low mountain ranges, broad plains, and navigable rivers created conditions for early settlement and long continuity. The land encouraged farming, trade, and travel. Paths became roads, villages became towns. Towns grew into cities without losing their original structure. This continuity defines England's landscape. Rivers such as the Thames, Severn, and Trent provided natural routes that shaped political and economic centers. Coastlines opened the country to trade and exchange, while inland regions remained productive and stable. England developed not through expansion alone, but through adaptation, building within existing systems rather than replacing them. Before moving deeper into the journey, a brief pause. If this calm beginning feels meaningful, a gentle subscribe helps support the journey and keeps these films alive. Now, England begins to unfold. The countryside, a working landscape. Much of England is defined by its countryside. Fields stretch across rolling terrain, divided by hedgerows, stone walls, and narrow roads that follow the shape of the land. This is not wilderness, but working land, farmed continuously for generations. Villages appear at regular intervals, often centered around a church, a green space, and a small cluster of homes. The spacing reflects practicality. Walking distance mattered. Community mattered. Access to water and farmland determined placement. This pattern remains visible today. The countryside forms the backbone of England's identity, quiet, ordered, and deeply connected to daily life. Rivers and roots, natural connections. England's rivers shaped movement long before modern transport. They provided water, trade routes, and boundaries between regions. Settlements formed along their banks, gradually expanding outward. Even today, cities remain oriented toward rivers, with historic centers often located near original crossing points. These waterways continue to define movement and structure, connecting rural regions to urban centers. London, a city built in layers. London did not appear all at once. It formed gradually, expanding outward from a river crossing that offered access, trade, and stability. The Thames remains the city's central feature, guiding development for centuries. Bridges replaced ferries. Streets followed earlier paths. Districts formed around markets, ports, and institutions. Unlike planned capitals, London grew through accumulation. Each era added structures without fully removing what came before. Historic buildings stand near modern infrastructure, connected by roads and walkways that trace their origins to much earlier times. Despite its size, London functions through a network of neighborhoods, each with a distinct identity, yet linked by shared systems of transport and governance. Preserving access to land within the urban environment, London reflects England's broader pattern, growth guided by continuity, not replacement. Historic towns, stone, streets, and scale beyond London. England's historic towns retain their original proportions. Streets remain narrow. Buildings face inward toward public spaces. Centers are walkable, designed before the age of vehicles. Towns such as York, Bath, and Canterbury developed around Roman foundations, religious centers, or trade routes. Their layouts reveal layers of history, walls marking earlier boundaries, market squares reflecting economic life, and religious buildings anchoring civic identity. These towns function today, much as they did centuries ago, as centers of local life rather than large-scale expansion. Preservation policies maintain original street patterns and building heights, ensuring that growth occurs carefully and often beyond historic cores. Stone architecture, materials of the land. Much of England's architecture was built using local materials. Stone from nearby quarries, brick made from regional clay, and timber from surrounding forests shaped regional styles. This approach created visual consistency within each area, linking buildings directly to the land beneath them. Construction prioritized durability. Structures were built to last generations, with repairs and additions made over time rather than full replacement. Churches, bridges, and civic buildings often served as focal points, their placement reflecting both geography and community importance. This architectural continuity contributes to England's sense of permanence. The Cotswolds, rural structure, preserved. The Cotswolds represent one of England's most recognizable rural regions. Rolling terrain, stone villages, and agricultural land define the area. Settlement patterns here remain largely unchanged. Villages are small, surrounded by open farmland, connected by narrow roads. Development is limited by design, protecting both land use and historic character. Farming remains active, supporting both local economies and landscape maintenance. The Cotswolds demonstrate how preservation and daily life can coexist without conflict. National landscapes, managed open space. England maintains several designated landscapes to protect countryside and heritage. These areas balance access with conservation, allowing walking routes, small villages, and agricultural activity to continue. Land management focuses on sustainability, preserving habitats, maintaining footpaths, and preventing uncontrolled development. These landscapes ensure that open land remains part of daily life, not isolated from communities. They represent England's long-standing approach to land stewardship, use guided by restraint. Castles and fortified landscapes, power in place. Across England, castles appear not as isolated monuments, but as parts of the landscape they were built to control. These structures were placed with intention, on hills overlooking valleys, near river crossings, or along coastlines exposed to approach. Their locations reveal strategic thinking shaped by geography rather than display. Many castles began as defensive strongholds, later evolving into administrative centers and symbols of authority. As borders stabilized, their military function declined, but their presence remained. Stone walls follow the shape of the land, adapting to slopes and contours. This integration allowed structures to endure long after their original purpose faded. Castles today remain markers of how England's terrain once defined power, movement, and protection. Coastlines and ports. England. Facing outward, England's coastline has always connected the country to wider systems of trade and exchange. Natural harbors provided shelter for vessels, while estuaries allowed inland access far beyond the shoreline. Ports such as those along the southern and eastern coasts developed into centers of commerce and shipbuilding, supporting exploration, industry, and global connection. Coastal towns grew around these functions. Warehouses, docks, and shipyards defined their structure. Even as technology changed, these ports adapted, transitioning from industrial hubs to mixed-use areas supporting trade, travel, and culture. The coastline remains a boundary and a bridge, a place where land meets broader movement. Farmland. Sustaining the country, England's farmland extends across much of the interior, shaped by centuries of continuous use. Fields follow natural contours, divided by hedgerows and paths that mark long-established boundaries. Agriculture here developed gradually, with practices refined over generations. Crop rotation, grazing, and soil management reflect a long understanding of the land. Farms remain closely linked to nearby towns, supporting local markets and regional food systems. Despite modernization, much of England's farmland retains its traditional layout, maintaining open space and preventing unchecked expansion. This working landscape plays a central role in maintaining balance, supporting both population and preservation. Industrial cities, transformation and adaptation. England's industrial cities tell a different story, one of rapid growth followed by reinvention. During industrial expansion, cities developed near coal fields, waterways, and transport routes. Factories, housing, and infrastructure were built quickly, shaping dense urban environments. As industries changed, many cities faced decline, followed by careful redevelopment. Old industrial sites have been repurposed, converted into residential areas, cultural spaces, and public infrastructure. This transformation reflects England's ability to adapt without erasing history, integrating past structures into modern use. Industrial cities now function as centers of education, culture, and innovation, connected by extensive transport networks. Transport networks, linking regions. England's transport systems evolved from ancient paths into modern networks. Roads often follow routes first established by early movement. Rail lines connect cities and towns while supporting daily commuting. Infrastructure emphasizes connectivity, allowing movement between regions without overwhelming the landscape. This network supports a country where distances are moderate, but connections are essential. Movement remains steady, guided by systems refined over time. National parks. Protected working landscapes, England's national parks are not untouched wilderness. They are living landscapes, shaped by farming, settlement, and long-term stewardship. These protected areas preserve wide stretches of open land, while allowing communities to remain active within them. Villages, farms, and walking routes exist alongside conservation efforts, maintaining a balance between use and protection. Management focuses on continuity. Land is preserved not by isolation, but by careful regulation and shared responsibility. These parks reflect England's approach to preservation, protecting character and access rather than removing human presence entirely. The Lake District, upland terrain, and cultural influence. The Lake District occupies a mountainous region in the northwest of England, defined by upland terrain and glacially formed valleys. Lakes sit within long depressions, their placement shaped by ice movement over thousands of years. Settlements developed along these corridors, using available flat land and access to water. The region has long attracted writers, artists, and those seeking quiet distance from cities. Its influence extends beyond geography, shaping cultural identity and conservation awareness. Footpaths cross the uplands, linking valleys and ridgelines. These routes follow historic movement patterns, maintained through generations of use. The Lake District represents the meeting of natural form and cultural memory. Upland regions, space and elevation beyond the Lake District. England's upland regions continue across the north. These areas feature higher elevation, open ground, and fewer settlements. Farming here relies on grazing, with land managed collectively to maintain soil stability and biodiversity. Settlements remain small and spaced apart, reflecting the demands of terrain and access. The uplands provide a sense of openness rare within a densely populated country, offering space without separation from daily life. Manchester, industry to innovation. Manchester, developed as a centre of industry, its growth tied to canals, railways, and manufacturing networks. As industry declined, the city underwent significant transformation. Former industrial districts have been repurposed into mixed-use areas, supporting education, technology, and cultural institutions. The city's layout reflects this evolution, historic structures integrated with modern infrastructure. Manchester illustrates England's ability to adapt urban environments while retaining connection to their origins. Birmingham, a central hub located near the geographic center of England, Birmingham developed as a transportation and manufacturing hub. Canals once served as primary routes, supporting trade and movement before the expansion of railways. Today, the city functions as a major connector, linking northern and southern regions through extensive transport networks. Redevelopment focuses on accessibility, public spaces, and efficient movement. Birmingham's role emphasizes function over display, reflecting its origins as a working city. Urban regions, density and continuity. England's urban regions remain closely spaced, with towns and cities connected by short distances and frequent transport links. This density encourages regional interaction without large gaps between settlements. Green belts surrounding cities limit outward expansion, preserving nearby countryside and preventing uncontrolled growth. The result is continuity between urban life and open land, between development and restraint. If this journey through England feels steady and meaningful, a simple subscribe helps support future films like this one. The journey continues. Southern England, coastlines, chalk, and continuity. Southern England marks a gradual shift in terrain. The land softens, hills roll rather than rise, coastlines open gently toward the sea. This region has long supported settlement, with fertile ground, navigable waterways, and access to trade routes. The southern coast is shaped by erosion and time. Cliffs, beaches, and sheltered harbors define the edge of the land. while inland areas remained productive and settled. Towns developed along these routes, serving fishing, trade, and maritime travel. Ports expanded carefully, maintaining balance between access and stability. Southern England reflects the country's broader pattern, land shaped by steady use, not rapid transformation. Oxford and Cambridge. Centers of learning Oxford and Cambridge occupy positions along important river corridors. Their development was influenced by access, agriculture, and early trade routes. Over time, these towns became centers of learning, with institutions growing within existing settlements rather than replacing them. Buildings were added gradually, forming enclosed courtyards and narrow lanes that preserved human scale. The universities influenced surrounding towns, shaping housing, services, and long-term cultural identity. These centers represent continuity, knowledge passed forward within landscapes shaped by restraint. Market towns, the rhythm of local life. Across England, market towns provide structure to rural regions. They sit at regular intervals, connected by roads that follow historic paths. Markets supported trade between farms and cities, creating economic stability over centuries. Town centers remain compact, often anchored by a square, a church, and civic buildings. These towns continue to serve local communities, maintaining England's regional balance between urban centers and countryside. Greenbelts, space, preserved by design. England's greenbelt system plays a key role in land management. These protected zones surround major cities, preventing unchecked expansion and preserving nearby open land. Greenbelts maintain separation between settlements, support agriculture, and provide access to open space. This policy reflects long-term planning, recognizing that restraint ensures sustainability. A country built in layers, England's defining feature is not any single landscape or city. It is continuity. Paths became roads, fields became boundaries, settlements grew without erasing their origins. Each generation added carefully, leaving the structure intact. This layered development creates a country where history remains present, not preserved behind barriers, but lived within daily life. England does not reveal itself quickly. It unfolds through repetition, through familiar patterns, through landscapes shaped by long use. Its strength lies in patience. In land worked steadily, cities adapted carefully, and traditions carried forward without interruption. From countryside to city, from coast to upland, England holds its past within its present. This is a place shaped by time and defined by continuity. For more journeys told with this quiet focus, a simple subscribe helps support future films and keeps these stories moving forward. Thank you for traveling through England. The next destination is already waiting.